Well, it's the first auction of the year and we're super excited to be going to save lives.
It's really exciting, but this auction's going to be different for me because I got COVID earlier in December and I'm still a little under the weather, but we're going to go save horses today and I'm super excited.
So even though it is auction rescue, we still have adoptions happening here at the shelter. It's great that our team can stay busy and they can stay focused while the rescue team goes to the auction and saves lives. So we're going to get on the road now.
We're pulling into a gas station right now. We always fill up the truck before we rescue the horses, and that way tomorrow when we hit the road we can take them straight back to the shelter. So there's always two different gas stations. It's always a mix up. This one is usually more quiet, so I think we're gonna go to that one. And I'll usually do a live video feed to just let our supporters know that we're en route to the auction. And we hope to rescue at least 20 tonight, but we'll just kind of have to see how the night goes. The horses will get saved and we're going to change their lives. Jason's just filling up gas right now and I'm doing a live video feed here with our supporters, and they're sending lots of thumbs up and hearts. When we rescue horses at auction, it's always very, we wish we could save them all, but we know for the ones that we do save, it changes the world for them. We're gonna be everyone but me, because I am still trying to get over COVID. We'll be headed to the auction and I'll be posting updates and stuff from my computer. As soon as Jason gets the truck filled up, we'll be headed to the hotel, get checked in there. I'll be there fundraising, and the rest of the crew will go to the auction and rescue some horses, and I'll be excited to see the photos and stuff they send me, so I'll get it up on our Facebook page and social media outlets so our supporters know what's happening.
We just pulled into the auction and we're gonna go see all the horses, see what all horses are here, and start getting a feel for who we're going to be rescuing this evening. We're hoping to rescue about 18 to 20, so maybe even 25. We'll just have to see how it goes.
There's no point in keeping score. Some got it bad, some got it worse. There's no justice in this world.
Walking around the auction this evening, there's a lot of different horses. There's some fat ones and there's some big ones. There's some little ones. There's donkeys, there's horses. Unfortunately, there's a couple that are pretty critical. There's a paint mare with severe founder on both front feet, and she's in too much pain to stand, so she's just laying down. Thankfully, she's in a pen by herself. We're gonna try our best to rescue her and just make this happen for her and a whole lot of other horses. So we're looking forward to see who we can rescue tonight. There's about 50 horses here, more on their way, so we're excited with your support to be able to rescue as many as we can.
There've been some lessons harder learned, I bet. And as far as I'm concerned, the only reason you're...
Right now I'm uploading videos for Tawny, and well, it's the auction, and we all know the auction has terrible cell phone service, and they're slowly uploading, and we're gonna get them done, and then we're gonna jump on Facebook Live and tell all of our fans around the world what we're seeing here, what the experience is like. That's gonna be fun, but it's supposed to be about a 3-minute live, and I have a hard time talking for 3 minutes straight, so maybe Keith will jump in here with me. He says no.
And not just a curse, that there's no justice in this world.
Well, the auction has just started, I do believe. Jason just went in there, and we're just going around taking pictures of horses for Tawny, but there's some pretty sad horses here tonight. You can hear the auction is pretty much started, so we're gonna head in, and we can't take the cameras in, unfortunately, as you guys know, but we'll let you know, we'll let you know how things go when we get out, and hopefully we can rescue about 20 horses tonight. That'd be awesome, so we'll let you know. We just came out of the auction to give some medications to the paint horse. Keith went back and got the vet box and got stuff for it. So what are we giving them? Buteless?
Buteless paste.
Buteless paste, and what else?
That's it for right now.
Okay, so we're gonna give him some buteless paste, and hopefully that'll help him feel better. Yeah.
This evening we were able to rescue 12 amazing animals. That's not as many as we often are able to rescue, but the kill buyer was here. He was bidding them up. He was paying over 50% more than current market price for horses tonight. But I do know that for those 12 that we were able to save, we completely changed the world for those horses. One of them has absolutely terrible feet, and they're glad they were rescued. You can see it in their eyes. They know that somebody that cares was able to buy them tonight and save their lives. So again, thank you so much for your support. We couldn't have done it without you. Again, 12 horses rescued tonight. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait to introduce you to each and every one of them. Now that the auction has ended, we're going through, we're looking at all the horses, we're making sure they're comfortable for the evening, making sure they have what they need, and Keith is helping out, and Shelby's got the paperwork and identifying the horses, taking real quick pictures of them, and we're gonna get all that to Tawny, and she's gonna be sending out an email, working late into the night to make sure you guys are as involved as possible with this auction rescue that your donations made possible. I don't know why people leave halters and leads on horses in the auction yard. Could easily get tangled up in something and be stuck or suffering all night. So unless there's a specific reason, you should just always, especially rope halters, take them off when they're loose, because it's a safety hazard.
Okay guys, well, we got everything?
We found them all, right Shelby?
We did, yeah.
Awesome.
So we're gonna go get some sleep ourselves, and tomorrow morning get them assessed on the road to the shelter.
So we are headed to the auction. The cold air is really bad in my COVID recovering lungs, but we are going to have a great intake team at the auction to get the horses sorted out and ready to load. I'm gonna stay in the truck and then we're gonna get them back to the shelter, and then our vet tech and Corey, the shelter foreman, they're gonna have everything ready for their intake. So I'm not happy about myself that I'm not healthy enough to really help, but glad to be a part of it. All right, we ready to go?
We are ready to go.
We are ready to go.
Are those two mules?
Yeah, they're 2
Oh,
mules.
yeah, those are 2 mules. Somebody let them out.
So we just got here and there are 2 mules that are out. And Angela's got treats for them. But this is the first time we've come and they've actually been loose, like out here.
And they were in triple gates.
Maybe they're jumping mules and they just jumped out, or somebody let them out.
How's it going this morning?
Going great. Got a nice mid-morning, early morning run. Get your exercise in, catch some mules. It's awesome.
Well, I'm glad they got them caught up. Shelby did a great job running around and trying to keep them from running out on the road, and they definitely like treats, and that was good to see, because if an animal likes treats, you can usually get them persuaded to do something that you need them to. So I'm glad they're safe and they're in the corral now, and we'll get them back to our shelter soon.
We just got the 2 loose mules caught and secured, and I did a quick run through the holding area of the auction, and you're gonna be about as upset as I am. Come on and see. Behind this gate is the horse that had severe founder, and she's up, but she's loose. Somebody opened her pen last night and probably made her get up and get out here loose. Last night when we left, this pen was secured. This was wrapped around, it was hooked through there. A horse cannot undo that. Somebody opened this gate and let that horse out. And that horse was in so much pain last night, she couldn't even stand. We did give her a bunch of pain management, but she still couldn't stand. And it's just so horrible to think that somebody would open the gate and make her get up and get out just to spite Horse Plus.
Last night we gave them some medicine and stuff last night, and the last thing I did was latch that gate. So, you know, I know for this horse to be out, somebody's opened that gate.
You see all kinds of things here at the auction. This is a great big buffalo, and they said that she's really sweet, but she doesn't want any pets this morning, so maybe we'll give her a treat later. You never want to make a buffalo mad though, because they can run faster than you can. Doc wants us to give the founder mare 10 cc's of Banamine as soon as possible, so she is comfortable as she can be for the trip back to the shelter. So founder is a metabolic condition where they have too rich of a diet, and it causes one of the bones in their hooves to actually rotate to where instead of walking kind of like this, they're walking almost on their tippy toes. And if it's left untreated, well, there really is no treatment for it, but if it's left to keep going, that bone will come through the sole of their hoof. And by then it's just so painful they won't even eat and drink. I should make Shelby do this. You're much better than me. Yeah.
And see if Shelby has the magic hands.
I don't think I do.
No, but I can hold him.
Still.
Told you. Okay. Let's just actually literally tie this one up, try to do the other mini, get them back together. I don't know if you can see the light. He got a beard going on. Look at that. Oh, that's cute, huh? So this poor little mini has a really stiff back leg on the left side. Can't bend it at all, it seems. And I know Doc's gonna be very interested to take some x-rays and see exactly what's going on in there. She's so sweet. Hopefully we're able to get her fixed up. So you can, right through here, you can see this muscle is really predominantly larger than normal, and that's from having to struggle to breathe constantly. So this poor horse. Can we look at your teeth? I mean, they're 100-year-old teeth, so maybe he is 40. I'm just saying, like, he is old. We'll let Doc age him and see what he comes up with. So this little donkey is not halter trained. Keith did put a rope around him, and he's just not halter trained at all. So Corey, our long ear specialist, is gonna have fun training him after he's gelded and out of quarantine.
So how's it going this morning, Angela?
It's going great. We're almost done.
Wow, it's
Over
going
halfway
fast.
through. Yeah, just really
And
seamless this morning.
you're getting all the notes there on your phone?
Yep.
Awesome. And you're staying warm enough?
Yeah, it's warmer inside, right?
Yeah, it's nice inside, so.
It is. And I am actually from the north, so I have all my layers. When we don't forget our suitcase, it's amazing how warm you can be.
So, how is the photos going?
It's going good. We're almost done. Ready to load the horses up.
You're getting all the different photos there on your phone, and then you're sending those back to who?
Back to everyone at the shelter.
So they get all the photos, and they can know what's coming.
Yep.
We have the 2 mules left to get. We're gonna go check in with Tawny, let her know everything's going well, and we all still have our thumbs from Pennsylvania days, and we are doing well.
One time we were at a equine surrender day, and a vet tech was trying to put a halter on a mule. And the mule bit the guy's thumb and literally ripped it off. And so now whenever we're around mules, we're like, watch our thumbs, because they can take a thumb off really easy.
We're going to be filming some TikTok videos now. If you haven't seen our TikTok channel, definitely get over there. It's Horse Humane on TikTok, and you're going to want to see all the really awesome videos we put out. Everybody's accounted for, everybody's doing fine. We're getting ready to load up and hit the road.
Let's just break this down to the simplest truth. You and I as one will always be better than two.
Success!
Success! Here we go.
Leaves ain't waiting. Their colors changing like the times.
We're all loaded up and ready to hit the road. I'm gonna let Doc know that we're en route, so he'll be there when we get there.
Always be better than two.
So this mule is very, very old. Seemed to be doing okay, but when we got here, the mule's down, and just having a really hard time getting him up. Maybe we're just gonna give him a break and see if he can get the strength, but he is really old and skinny, so it's always just very difficult rescuing animals that their owners should have made a decision sooner or just taken better care of them.
I can't argue with 40. Looked like they took care of him for a good while, maybe 35 years. Sometimes age catches up with you, I guess.
Yeah, that's like a 5 or a 6.
Yeah, hey, the old joke at the clinic, anybody seen this gray hair here? I don't know, I've run a chainsaw too much and tractors without hearing protection, so if I can hear a heart murmur, it's automatically a 3 out of 6. You grade them 1 through 6, so when I hear a murmur,
That's
got
up
problems.
There.
So we thought the mule was a gelding. So we said they said he was an old man, and it's an old lady. It's not an old man. We're gonna get her some grain and try to get some her eating, and then see if we can get her up.
She got up. She's still a little shaky, but if we can just her moving a little bit, especially if we can get her over here in this area so we can get the other horses offloaded. Just need to wait for her to get comfortable.
So we're rating her body score, and we rate on a scale of 1 through 9. Ideal is going to be about a 5 or a 6 out of 9. She's at about a 1, given the fact that you can see her ribs really rough, her point of hip, and her spine. She's got a very low body mass and very low muscling, especially you can even see her shaking here with how weak her back end is. So we're going to mark her at a 1 just based on that.
When we rescued this mule, I was really hoping that it would be okay, but apparently there's a really bad heart murmur that is affecting the quality of life, so we are going to have to say goodbye.
They're calling the mule the old man, but it's an old lady. Was this really sweet mule, but she's somewhere around 40. Looking at the teeth, I can easily go she's over 35, and with extremely emaciated. The scale goes from 1 to 9, but I wanted to give less than a 1. It's going to take daily medication with probably not much increase. It would just be survival. It's not going to increase quality of life.
Hi.
So it's really hard when you see stuff like this, and especially when the horse is so sweet. I'd put the halter in front of it and it just dipped its nose right in. I don't understand how people can let horses get this bad.
Oh, just initially he's extremely sore. I think they had to give him a lot of Banamine and stuff just to transport him. But it looks like he's really foundered, and it looks like we have it looks like she has some bad foot abscesses. We're fixing to slough a hoof. The hoof's fixing to come off. That's extreme pain. Oh, we got little swirling bones.
It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good. I think that hoof coming off is about as bad as anything. And we've already lost a point. I can't imagine anybody hurting worse than this one.
So there's nothing we can do for her other than relieve her suffering, and she's suffered for quite some time. So she'll get a bucket of grain and know that she was loved in the end.
We're gonna pull him out for x-rays before we do anything else with him. He's got a pretty messed up rear left leg.
He points out to the left, and it looks like he might have arthritis all the way up. But he can't eat, it's non-weight bearing at this point.
Oh, look at that. There it is. Looks like this is the calcaneus. It'd be the same thing as your heel. It looks like it's sort of eaten out. That's supposed to be a smooth bone going down. It looks like we've probably got infection eaten off. I want to get an x-ray right here, but so I think she's had a broken leg that got infected.
So as far as this little pony's leg, surgery wouldn't even be an option. The amount of lysis that we have going on in the calcaneus, remodeled fracture that we have in the bones, there's just not enough bone there to even try to fix. And even if we could, we'd put a new amount of stress on the other side of the hip, which would make that side even worse. So unfortunately, in this type of break and how old it is, that's something that's unfixable.
Well, we got total remodeling of the coffin bone. It's trying to heal, but it can't, and it's healing real. It's just proliferating, a lot of bony proliferation there. Yeah, the bone looks like it's right there, but not looking good.
So given the severe damage in this poor mare, it would not be in her best interest to keep her alive. She would have to keep living in pain. No matter how many pain meds we were to give her, you can't fix that.
So far this is our first one that's looking good. We're gonna get him processed, vaccinated, get him some Exceed. And since he's a jack, we're gonna stick him in one of these stalls up here for a couple weeks until he can get gelded. So
we got B12 and 2 different types of antibiotics. We got Exceed, but especially since donkeys going through auctions and stuff like that are very prone to pretty severe respiratory issues. We are also adding in a secondary antibiotic that will be in his system a lot quicker than the Exceed. He will get vaccinations as well today. He's gonna get dewormer, probiotics and supplements as well.
Look at all that.
Severe arthritis and lysis.
Yeah. We got chip fractures off there. It's causing bad arthritis.
We do get horses in that we saw earlier that are so critical. The kindest thing we can do is relieve that suffering as soon as possible.
It's strange, but there's a lot. You want to hear air moving through the lungs, and I don't hear any air moving there. And yeah, you were just struggling. You know, if he had a snotty nose, we'd think maybe we had an active infection that we could treat, but I don't think he does. I think it's a chronic problem.
And it's rough not being able to breathe. And that's a lot of times why people get rid of horses and take them to auctions, is because there's an ongoing chronic problem, and then we have to make the hard decision of, it's sad. It's really sad. So we've really gone back and forth about this horse, and
Doc's gut feeling is it's not going to get better. Basically, Doc likes to say throw the kitchen sink at him as far as medication goes, and we're going to try to see if we can get any improvement. But this could easily be a chronic problem that is not fixable. But we're going to see if there's any improvement with treatment before we make that decision. So I'm here with Jenna. She is our licensed veterinarian technician, and she's here full time. She's in charge of animal health, and she's also in charge of the intake today.
We're doing things a little bit different today. So every horse is gonna have our paperwork where we are gonna make sure we have their auction tags, our tags, get all of their information. So breed, gender, age. We'll keep track if we need to do Coggins, microchip. And then if they have the microchip, we're able to just put a sticker on there just to keep track of that. And then we'll go over physical assessments. So anything Doc tells, we'll write down here. If we do radiographs, the findings. Most of these horses are getting antibiotics. We have the option of pain medication. Everyone's getting dewormer, vaccinations. And with this, we do now have like a new computer system. So once we are done with intake on all of these, all of this will get typed into our new computer system, and then we'll have medical records on the computer as well. And then so what we do is we make sure that only 2 horses are being handled at once, just for everyone's safety and so nothing gets missed. So we'll bring this mule in the chute here in a minute and get a weight, and we'll do all the injections. We do have Corey over still trying to handle the donkey at the moment, so that's our 2 limit. So we won't be bringing anyone in until they're done. But let's get the mule in here and then we'll get a weight. All right, so our weight is gonna be 840 pounds. We are a mare. So what Sailor is going to be doing is she is making a whiteboard for each one that we are putting our number on as well as the auction number. And then we are getting photos from both sides in the front with this number. So that way when I go back through and do our computer medical records, I'll be able to upload photos of everyone as well. All right, so we are going to adjust all of our oral medications to the weight. Make sure we give the right amount. So we have our dewormer, our electrolytes, our probiotics. So Doc is drawing blood for our Coggins, which is for equine infectious anemia. So we make sure that everyone that we have has negative Coggins. So he'll send that out to a lab and we'll get those results back. And then we're gonna give vaccines. So we have our core vaccines here, our strangles, our 5-way and West Nile virus vaccine. And we'll be giving those once he's done. So every horse that comes in, we scan to make sure that they don't have a microchip. And then we will give them a microchip. Nice thing especially is our microchips do read the temperature. So when I'm doing medical checks on everyone, anyone that has any infections or just anytime we check them, I can scan them, make sure they don't have any fever or early signs of infection. So all of our intakes, we put our number on them and then put it in the main just so it's easier to tell who is who. Because a lot of these horses are scared. They've been through multiple auctions. We can't always get close enough to scan them when they're out in the field to see who they are. So this is an easy way for identification. Now that we're done with everything on this mule, we'll take her out to a pasture, especially if she's not showing any sign of infection or anything like this at this time. And then we will be up here every day just to make sure we're not bringing in new infection or if we're having a new infection that's starting to show. Yeah, so she's got a lot of overgrown feet and cracks in her feet, so we have her on the list to get to a farrier as soon as possible. She'll probably need sedation for that, so it just depends on when we can safely get her more halter trained and handle her better, so that way we stay safe, but we can get her feet done as soon as possible.
So this is a little 5-year-old quarter pony. She's got a couple cracks in her hoof here. We're gonna get her some farrier work and more halter trained, and I'm sure she'll make a great horse when she comes out of quarantine. She seems sweet enough, so just got to get her leading and riding. She'll be good to go.
We had some chert brought in and it's really helping the footing up here. It looks great.
Absolutely. So we're just waiting on some better weather, and then we're going to get the tractor guys out here to do the rest of our pens. We don't have to worry about muddy boots. So this is our last horse of the day. Everything has gone really smoothly today. We put in a new system with our new vet tech, and it has helped out immensely. Yeah, thank you guys for all your support, and we're gonna keep doing what we've been doing.
It's nice to be done and still have some sunlight. It's still really cold.
What is the temp here? It wasn't supposed to get over 34
degrees. We put a thermometer
degrees.
up here or something, but I guarantee it's 10 degrees colder up here in quarantine than it is down there.
It's all sunny down there and nice, and it's in the shade up here, but today went really well. There were 5 that needed the last act of kindness, and that was hard.
Mostly it was leg problems, bone problems. The hoof was fixing to slough off from such severe founder and infection. The hooves are held on by lamina. They interdigitate, and with severe founder, that's what you have inflammation in the lamina, and it was so bad we were fixing to lose the hooves. There is no return from that. On some of them, there was founder to where the coffin bone was resorbing and remodeling, and we had one angular limb deformity where the tibia, it looked like it had maybe not been fractured, but it had been damaged at some point and was going crooked.
And Bella joined us for intake. She didn't go to the auction with me, and she ran down to the road when we pulled in, and I was like, you know what? She's warm, and I can put her in my jacket, and she can just hang out there. And I adopted her from a local Humane Society in a county over, and she's been an awesome little pet for on 4 years now, I think. So, oh look, one of the horses is running. That makes the whole day worth it.
It does. Oh, she seems.
She's
She's
look
a
at her
little
go.
bit nervous, but she'll
She is
calm
having
down. I
fun.
think she'll be
Just
good.
gotta get some energy out, right?
It's like, I like where I'm at now. But I think today went really well. One of our donors has donated pizza for all of us, so I vote we go down where it's warm, and we can eat some pizza.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, Doc looks happy with that.
I'm always happy with pizza.
You enjoying your pizza, Corey?
Oh, absolutely. I already had 4 slices. I might go back for one more. Thank you, Nancy.
Wow.
Really appreciate it.
Awesome. How about you, Keith? He can't even talk. He's enjoying it so much. Doc, how you liking the pizza?
The pizza was great. I finished 3 pieces, and I'm polishing off a brownie right now. I'm gonna call it quits there. But thank you, Miss Nancy.
How's the pizza, everybody?
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
Typically, we go to auctions once a month, but starting this year, we're going to be going to auctions multiple times, not just once a month, and we're going to do this covertly, meaning that we don't want to post publicly that we're going to the auction and just give kill buyers and horse traders, you know, the heads up that we're going to be there. And a lot of times they bid against us. They try to run up the bids and waste donations. And we have planned a covert auction rescue, and starting very early in the morning. The sun's not up, but we are, and we're gonna go on a rescue mission this morning.
We're back at Cookeville 1 week later. We had a covert bidder last night bidding for us, and we rescued 5 more horses at the auction. They have the auction here every week, but we're not able to come every week. Traditionally, we come once a month. But since we only got 12 last week, this week we went ahead and got some more, and we were able to get 5 amazing animals. So we're gonna go meet them. We haven't even seen them yet.
Got our auction rescue box.
If you run the handles out, you can put these in here,
Nifty.
and then one person can haul the whole thing at once.
Very nice. I'm super excited to see who we were able to get last night. It's interesting doing a covert auction rescue mission. I hope we're able to save a lot more lives doing more auction rescues like this, but we definitely need your support because you know, a lot of times we're not able to fundraise openly if we're doing it covertly, that we're gonna go to these auctions. And I'm really excited to go see who we got. This little donkey is missing part of his ear, part of his tail. I think he's had a really rough lot in life. He almost looks like he's pregnant, but he's not. He's an intact jack, but I'm guessing a huge parasite load. So we've got a donkey that's missing part of its ear, part of its tail, a mule with a runny nose, a donkey that seems to be okay at the moment, and 2 skinny horses.
We're getting ready to go live, and we're just writing up the description. And this is a surprise auction rescue for our Facebook fans.
And they have no idea that we did this auction rescue. So we're about to go live. I'm sure a lot of them are going to be shocked because historically we've always said, hey, we're going to an auction, please send support. And this time we just kind of covertly did it.
Yeah.
And here we are. So we're about to go live. I know they're going to be really surprised.
It's one of our first covert auction rescues here in Tennessee. And it'll be interesting to see how people react to it if they donate, so we can do this more in the future, because
absolutely.
Sometimes it's hard to raise money after you rescue an animal. People say, well, it's safe. Well, it still takes a lot of money to shelter the animals.
Rescue and protect, and there's more that we want to save. So
let's just get this up and get going. We got the assessment done on the 5 animals that we were able to rescue, the 2 horses, the 2 donkeys, and the little pony mule. And I'm gonna go back up and get ready to get them on the road to the shelter, where our intake team will be waiting for us.
During the live video feed, I totally forgot to give the horses Synnutra, or Synchill by Synnutra. It helps them relax. So we just give it to the auction horses. They've been through so much, their bodies are stressed, and it's a great way to help them relax. And they do sponsor us, so we're very grateful for their support. And we are ready to go.
We're gonna give dewormer and vitamin B12, electrolytes and probiotics.
So this is B12 right here. Just kind of gives them some vitamins and helps them stay hydrated. Tag in here. We are using yellow tags for this one since we did get some last week. We want to make sure we can identify them. If she gets into the other pasture with the other horses, we can move her back.
All right, so we just got done intaking the first horse off the trailer. It was a nice little chestnut mare, about 13 years old. Luckily, she seemed like she was in really good condition other than her feet, so we are gonna get her on the farrier list to get her up on that ASAP, but she was able to receive all of her medications, and we're putting her out in the pasture for her quarantine for the next month.
I think it's probably a big lick, thrown away horse. We do get a lot of them through the auction. We've been going before sunup, quite a long time before sunup, and it's great to get the horses back here and have such a great intake team that can jump in and get these horses treated right away. There is nobody critical here, and this was basically an unexpected auction for everybody. Covert auction rescue mission. So Doc is not here. If there was a critical horse, he would come out, but he is going to see them next time he's here and make sure they're all checked. But we do have our licensed vet tech here, and she's doing all the medication and their treatment and communicating with Doc about these horses.
All right, so just check. We did Exceed, Quest Plus, vaccines, probiotics, electrolytes, B12, microchip. All right, so number 2 that we got done with the intake is gonna be a 25-plus-year-old black gelding Tennessee walking horse. Same thing with him. He seemed like he's in pretty good condition. We're gonna be working on getting a lot of weight on him while he's in quarantine with the super weight gain. We're also gonna be getting him on the farrier list as soon as we can. He is checking to make sure that he is a gelding or if he does have testicles. So he is not a gelding. He is a little mini mule stud.
So the thing about mules is they're actually sterile. Horses have 64 chromosomes and donkeys have 62. So when they breed, the mules actually have 63, and same thing with hennies. So they can't, it's very rare for them to be able to breed.
All right, so we are just going over the list of what we've done. So he got antibiotics, had Exceed and Excel. We've done the Quest Plus dewormer. He has gotten his 5-way West Nile virus and tetanus vaccine, as well as his strangles, his electrolytes, his probiotics. We are about to give him B12. Our third intake up that we had was a little mini mule. He was the cutest thing ever, and we got everything done on him, and he will also be getting his feet done probably when we do the castration, just to make it less stressful on him.
So right now the temperature is at 95.9. We're gonna check him again in a few minutes when we bring him out and see what it's up to.
We did have another donkey stud that we had in, the gray one. He's about 11 years old. He will also need castration and farrier work once it gets a little bit warmer out and we get them a little healthier. But he did great. He is not as handled as much, but I'm sure Corey will do a great job working with him on that.
He came out of the chute not getting all of his vaccines, so now we have to kind of do an unhandled donkey. Intranasal, not fun to do. It's been great knowing Corey. I hope he makes it out of here alive. Jenna's laughing at me, but donkeys are very powerful. So, but Corey's a big guy. I think he can make it.
As you can see, I'm very appreciated here. So I did just check his teeth. It looks like he is about 20 years old. We're gonna have Doc double check just to get a second opinion.
As much wear and tear on his poor body, he's got to have some age on him because he's missing part of his ear. His tail's like half gone.
Oh, that's some tough skin. I know it. Last one that we just got done with was a little mini donkey. He is also intact, so he will need a castration and his feet done. And he got multiple antibiotics as well and all of his vaccines and everything, so he should be doing great.
We are done. That was pretty smooth, probably the smoothest intake I've ever been a part of. The lowest stress, which is a huge plus. I mean, this is already high stress enough for these animals, and it just doesn't help out when there's more added stress. So this was solid. I really liked it. But yeah, 5 out of 5. We did 5 animals. It was great. So intake has been so much better since we started implementing all these new things. I mean, we got less stress, we got less people. Talk a little bit about what you think about it and what you've put in.
So honestly, just from starting it, for me, helping run it from the last one, implementing our auction intake forms. So it will have all the information. It checks off anytime we give medication, vaccines, all of that. And it's just kind of a nice check system. So as we're giving the medications, we're calling out what we're giving, and then we're writing it. So honestly, like earlier, where there was one that we realized we didn't do a vaccines because of these sheets that we were able to see that wasn't done yet. So it's just more thorough medical care. And like he said, being able to just kind of work in a partnership really well together. It's a lot of low stress handling for the animals, less mistakes and just getting through it smoothly.
Absolutely. I mean, it might take a little more time. We had 5 horses today, so it did take a little bit more time. But when we have more horses, we have an actual team that we put together just for this. So it's just runs smoothly, kind of like a machine, right?
Yeah.